Okay. BlaXit family, BlaXit family, BlaXit family. How are you today? I hope you're all right. It's Sunday. Sorry for my lateness. I had a previous meeting, and so I was trying to get out of that, and I've rushed. I'm hot and sweaty, but I'm here. I'm here with you. And so this stream is not so much of an interactive stream, because I want to have a panel. And I'm sorry, I kind of had like flu. I got a fresh cold, as they say here. And so when I got the fresh cold, it made me feel like really bad, and I had a sore throat and lost my voice. I got kind of caught in the rain. So just apologies, but welcome to BlaXit, everyone. If you've never been to BlaXit before, BlaXit is all about your relocation, repatriation back to Africa. It's all about your mind emancipation and your liberation, our liberation, and our return home. The background story for BlaXit, for me, is that I used to live in the UK, if you didn't know, and the UK had Brexit. Brexit was if you like, a very quintessential English experience. And it happened for a long time that they were negotiating coming in and out of Europe, and the pound, essentially, because it was a financial deal. And while that was happening, many of us in England were facing racism, discrimination. We're facing some, really kind of bad experiences. Those experiences that no one should really have to face. And the reason why we were facing it was primarily because of the color of our skin and because we're Black and we identify as Africans. And so, that being said, I'd already traveled to Africa from before when I was much younger. And then I went back and I returned to Africa to live. So I live here. I've been living here for over 3 years now, and I love it. And I actually live here in Gambia, which is in the west coast of Africa, and it's also called the Smiling Coast. So BlaXit is about our exit from the west back to the best, which is Africa. It's our point of return. It's our rebirth, our rejourney. It's reclaiming our birthrights. Like I said, it's our mind emancipation. It's our liberation and deliberation. And so I was finding I'm having some problems with the stream that would be more interactive. So I do apologize about that, everybody. But it's like today, I want to really talk about remembering some of the milestones that have been like already set aside for us, by people that have died for us. And because we often talk about other people that have died for us, but we don't talk about our liberators, the people that have helped us, the people that have motivated us, the people that have inspired us to go forward. The people that, they died in a humble cause and they lived a humble life most of the time. And so today I was focusing in on, for some reason, I really honed in, is that my spirit was connected to Malcolm X. And so I know that like he had a really interesting life. And his life for me is someone who really motivated us. So there's been a lot of topical stuff happening also during the week. So we can also talk about that as well. I don't know if you heard about the outburst by the Italian president to Macron and what she told him about what he's been doing in his colonization in Africa. So that's really important. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to read some of your comments, so keep them flying in. So Michael Park says, hey, yep, it's still happening from the top to the bottom, yet we still rise. Yeah, let's go, peoples. I love that. It's absolutely true. And now it's getting harder financially. I don't know how you feel, if you're feeling the pinch or if you're not feeling the pinch. But I know financially it's getting much, much harder for us in the West. And the squeeze is on. The squeeze is on. Things have gone up through the roof financially, whether it's just your fuel or whether it's your taxes or whether it's just buying things from day to day. The cost of living is increasing daily. And it's time for us to really start growing what we eat and eating what we grow so that we can actually leave a legacy for our future generations. So Maureen Ed said, good morning, my BlaXit sister, streaming from Renault NV today. Thank you so much. Please keep your streams on so I can see your comments as well. I haven't been on this YouTube streamer for a while, so do let me know if you can hear me and see me okay, if that's okay. Thank you for the thumbs up. Everyone smash that like button for me as well. I know it's a Sunday and I tried to do stream in the week, but my voice was really hoarse, so I wasn't able to do the stream. So Malcolm X, I'm sure you all know about Malcolm X. He was a civil rights activist, yeah? And his portrayal has always been one that has been quite interesting. But what I'm talking about today is some of the things that he said and how relevant they are today to us moving forward, especially if you want to return back to Africa. So some of the things he said today will actually guide you home and will help you to get home. Now, how hard is it to repatriate? Let's talk about that. How hard is it to repatriate? The difficulties that you're going to face when repatriating is firstly your mind. Yeah? Your mind is the hardest thing to convince of change. Yeah? So your mind is not only the hardest thing to think about change, but it's about changing your environment, changing where you are, changing the status quo. Also having to financially plan forward to get out. How are you going to do that? Especially if you have a fixed salary or a fixed situation that you're thinking that you can't create an alternative income to bring in extra money. Or if you're thinking, wow, you can't get your house sold. Or if you don't have a house, you don't have any assets and things like that. So there's always all of these things. And then you start thinking about, wow, what's Africa like? Really, what have people said about Africa? Is it true? So let me tell you something. Africa is a wonderful place. It's a great place. And it's a place that we should come home to. Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. So someone has asked me, where is Adrian these days? You know what? I don't discuss personal whereabouts for safety and security reasons. Yeah. So that one you'd have to get from him. Maureen says, I'll visit the continent for the first time next March. Fabulous. March is a great month. And I'll visit Ghana. Oh, absolutely. Ghana is absolutely beautiful as well. So I wish you every luck. Okay, so healthcare system. Someone's asking me about the healthcare system. I will go on to a Malcolm X quote in a minute, right? So I'll start by saying this in answer to that as well. Anytime you beg another man to set you free, you will never be free. Freedom is something that you have to do for yourselves. Yeah? So I'm going to say it again. Anytime you beg another man to set you free, you will never be free. Freedom is something that you have to do for yourself. Okay? So in answering that, in terms of the healthcare system, I think there are challenges, as there are anywhere else. So I had challenges with the UK system, let alone here. So I would definitely say that there is room for improvement here and room for investment. So if there's an area that you'd like to come and invest in, healthcare is definitely one of them. Come and finance a clinic, come and bring equipment. You know, I've spoken before about there being a mobile critical care unit here. I've spoken about the fact that, you know, we need updated equipment, especially in the, I would say, local government and hospitals. And the private hospitals are more equipped. And there are also private establishments that have come and set things up here also. So I would definitely say that there is a need for additional equipment and also expertise as well, and facilities. And, you know, that's a great thing to invest in, a great thing to donate and to help with as well. Very, very important. Okay, so Maureen agrees with me. Thank you very much for what you said. You know, the thing is that, do you want to be free? That's the first thing. That's what I said. It starts with your mind. And that's why I gave that first quote. I wanted to be free. I just had enough. I had enough. It was so hard. It was so hard. And like I said, many elements of my life was just falling apart there. My marriage, my relationship with my children, because you're working so hard, you don't even get to see them. You know, you have like a daily routine, and that daily routine is so hard every single day. And it's like you're on the same churn every single day. You have to get up, you know, you have to get the children ready. You got to iron the clothes. You got, you know, if you haven't already done it already, that is, you know, you have to make sure you prepare lunch if they're not going to have school dinners. You have to go and make breakfast. You have to make sure you get them to the breakfast club so you can start school on time. And then you go to work to do your daily hustle, wherever your daily hustle is, yeah, to make that money. On the way back, you might have to stop. You've got your child, you go to the supermarket to pick up some fresh ingredients to cook for dinner. And once you've cooked, you then got to do their homework with them. You have to get them bathed and washed and ready back to bed again. And then, you know, you might have a little time to talk maybe to your partner or your husband or what have you. And then, you know, you start doing the same thing all over again. Put a wash in, put the drying in the dryer, iron the clothes. You start the whole routine again, shower, brush your teeth, get ready, go back to bed, goes back to work. And then you're still, every day you're getting these letters come through your door telling you got more bills, more responsibility. You know, you're worried about that knock on the door. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't paying no TV license. And so it's like every day, it's just like more and more and more pressure. And everything is going up, but your salary remains the same. And so this is like a cycle that we've kind of been trapped in. So I wanted to be free of that. I wanted to be mortgage free. That's the starters. I wanted to be mortgage free. I was tired of having to, you know, pay these bills, pay for a gas bill. Why do I have to pay for a gas bill when I can live in the sun and just buy gas canister if I want to have a gas cooker? You know, why when I can get my electricity from the sun and have solar? So let me go back to your comments as well. Sorry, I got carried away talking, haven't looked. Afia, Kimara, for long time. You know, forward upon our lives still. Hey, long time. Glad you're here though. Yeah. Afia, nice to see you here. Yeah. And so Maureen said, yes, the cost of living has increased drastically. It's a dang shame. Well, is it? Because maybe this is what we need, is that push to make us realize that we can have an alternative lifestyle. We don't have to really stick to that modus operandi that we've been fed. And I know some people are stuck in the kind of benefits, or I think you call it, what do you call it in America? Social welfare system, and not for reasons of their own, yeah, but because of maybe disability or family responsibility. So I'm not saying that everybody can leave, because circumstances dictate what you can and can't do sometimes. And sometimes it makes it challenging for you. But I've seen people with disabilities come back to Africa. I have seen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people BlaXit back. I have seen it with my own eyes. I've seen people come back home. I've seen people get their little piece of land, even put a tent on it. Yeah. And say they're not going back, and they're here, and they're here to stay, and they're still here. They're still here in Africa. So let me read a few more of your comments. Ibrahima said, greetings, BlaXit family. Nice to see you again. Nice to see you again as well. I know I had a break. We had some issues going on here. It's nothing like out of the ordinary, just that, like I said, we had some personal issues that we had to deal with and get them out of the way, clear them out of the way. So there's been a lot of fundamental changes going on. And you know what? All change is good. Yeah, I welcome the change. The change is good. And I'm still here, still fighting the fight, still causing the, you know, still there for the good cause, and still doing interviews, still there in the media, still pushing for our automatic citizenship, still pushing for you to come home, still trying to find out repatriation spots for you. Let's have a look. Sorry, there's some more comments. I'm just going to go off. Michael Park said 100% facts. Love the quote. We have professionals in so many areas. We have to build and facilitate for ourselves. All that you say resonates with us and is facts. Heard you talk last Sunday. Oh, thank you so much. I actually got pulled. I had to make that live private. As you know, censorship is real. right now, censorship is really real. And that's why I said I can't wait for the day that we have our own platforms just as big as any others. Malcolm Jordan says, I've been making friends in the Gambia and Ghana, planning a trip soon. Yay! I salute you and support you in that. Yeah? And glad you've got back on. Keep pushing. Thank you. Yeah, you can buy land in Africa. There's no doubt about it. I've helped hundreds of people to get land. I'm not going to say it was not without straightforward, as you know. And for me, although first time I purchased land here was in 2015, things changed. And so there have been some changes to the process, which is mainly to safeguard you, but it does make it a little bit more laborious and a little bit more long-winded. But that comes with the process. You still got your land, and that's what matters, really. Yeah, exactly. So Darren's just answered the question. So that was my last quote was, anytime you beg another man to set you free, you'll never be free. Freedom is something that you have to do for yourself. And I think it's easier for me to use quotes, and it's safer at this time because a lot of things are being taken out of context and being described as hate speech and people, hating on you and stuff like that. So this is why I'm now quoting from, our predecessors, our powerhouses, our people that we have. Yeah. And then he says, I have no mercy or compassion in me for a society that will crush people and then penalize them for not being able to stand up under the weight. I'm going to read that again slowly. Yeah. I want your comments on this. Yeah. And I can feel this. I feel this so much because that is what we're under. That is a system that we're under in the West. Yeah. Pressure. Tell me you don't feel pressure. Tell me you don't feel stressed. Tell me that you don't. Yeah. And then they want to penalize us for that system and criminalize us at the same time. Yeah. And okay, so it depends on the country. You tell me what country you don't feel stress in. You tell me what country you don't feel any pressure or any kind of stress in. I'd like to know. Yeah. If you as a Black person, as an African person, is living in a country where you've never had pressure and you've never had stress, come into the comments and list it for me. Yeah. Interact with me. Yeah. Interact with me. Malcolm X said, I have no mercy or compassion in me for a society that will crush people and then penalize them for not being able to stand up under the weight. Now that's what's happened. And I'm going to tell you why this is a true quote. How many Black people are incarcerated? Yeah, falsely imprisoned, sometimes wrongfully imprisoned too, and accused of crime wrongfully, because they're always pulled out as suspects over and above everybody else. Why? Because of the stereotype that they've attached to us, that we have, like I said, we don't have our own defamation league. Yeah, who are we suing? Other races have their own defamation league. You can't say anything about them. You can't even say the wrong thing, or if they are on you, they are on you. Where is our defense defamation league? I've said this before. The system crushes us. The system puts us under the cosh, tries to destroy us. Tell me it's not true. I'm going to say hi to Love to Travel with Wave. Hi, BlaXit. Hi, back. And Lamin Jatta. It's all about the mindset as precious makes diamonds. Yeah, but if you haven't got pressure to remove the diamonds, how are you going to get them? From the surface? Yeah? Diamonds only come to the surface in certain areas at certain times. Yeah. Pressure also releases a volcano, which can release toxic ash, which can release lava. So it's all about pressure. It depends on how you look at it. High blood pressure can make you die. Yeah. I'm not being a pessimist. I'm being an optimist, but I'm just telling you the truth. Yeah. Pressure kills us. Malcolm Jordan in America, they continuously let out Black men who have been in jail for years on false accusations. I know about some people that have died on electric chair and even had the injection and then found out that they didn't do what they did. I mean, you know, look at the A.V. Scott. Look at all of the different cases. There's so many cases, so many cases. Even if you look at what even started Tulsa, Oklahoma. Yeah, if you go back and you look at Rodney King, you know, if you go back and you look at Sandra Bland, I mean, there's so many current cases. Trayvon Martin, what did he do? What did he do? Yeah, how many cases? And I'm just talking about America. I'm not even talking about the UK and all the cases there as well. Yeah, Ibrahim Hassan said, enough respect to you. You are genuine, consistent, and that's what I like about you. Just keep it positive always. Thank you very much. Yeah. So I don't have no mercy either because the system penalizes you. It creates racism to discriminate against you. It sets all the odds against you. And yes, we succeed anyway. Let me just say this. I'm not saying that we don't succeed. I'm saying that we succeed. But the percentage of us that succeed isn't what it should be according to the effort that we actually put in and that we have been putting in for over 500 years. 500 years. Okay. I'm going to go to another quote. This one's a controversial one, and I want your opinions on it. Okay, so this is Malcolm X's quotes. We're just talking about applying it because sometimes when you talk out of context, like in your own way, then you find that you're censored. And so I'm now using quotes and lines from people that were here before that have already been published in order to deal with mind liberation, mind emancipation, because in order to leave, you've got to change your mindset. You cannot get to Africa with the same mindset that you have. And when you leave, wherever it is that you're leaving from, your mindset has to change because you go to a different environment, different people. You have to get used to a culture. Okay, because it is different. And sometimes when you've been like a caged bird, it's hard when you get freedom. How do you manage with that freedom? So I'm not going to be on here for too long, probably about another 8 minutes, because these are short, sharp, and sweet. I just want to get across the steps that we need to do to start liberating our mind, because you can't liberate your mind unless you only want freedom when you know you're not free. Do you see what I'm saying? And if you don't know that you're not free and that there's an invisible prison around you that keeps you locked into the same system day in, day out, you will never emancipate your mind because your mind doesn't even realize that it's enslaved. Yeah? Your mind doesn't even realize. That was one of the hardest things that I had to face, that I had to challenge myself was, you know, waking up to the reality that if I stayed there much longer, it was either I was going to go insane or I was going to get real sick. Yeah. There was chemtrails up all in the air. There were chemtrails up all in the air. I could look out my bedroom window and all I saw was a crisscross. I published a picture before. I'll try and find it and publish it again of the sky that I took out of my bedroom window. This is when I was living back there in the UK. Right. Listen, they call it geoengineering, whatever they want to call it. All I know is that I felt like I was being poisoned. Yeah. I couldn't breathe. I was having issues. I was having issues with my respiratory system. You know, I was having issues with everything. Anyone that's just joined, welcome to BlaXit. Thank you for joining the live stream today on YouTube. Welcome to BlaXit. BlaXit is a channel, dedicated to your relocation, repatriation, mind emancipation, and liberation back to Africa with your nation. That's where we come. And this channel is all about your education, and we try and help as much as we can to get you home. Yeah. So this is like a SOS. Yeah. Let's save our own souls. So your talker phone is chipping in and out. Okay. I wonder if it's the fan. I'm going to move the mic up. I hope that helps a little bit. Let me know. I've just moved the mic so you can tell me if it's okay. So I don't have a phone talker on, it's just a microphone. This is the mic. I hope you can see it. Seffi, they said the microphone is chipping in and out. Okay, so this is the last and final quote. I think there's so many good quotes. Okay, I've just changed quote because there's so many good quotes. He said so much, and if you haven't studied Malcolm X, go ahead and study him. Yeah, yeah. Okay, what's Sister Juliet's? Okay, this is Willie Rivers. Hey, how are you? Yeah, Juliet, how are you? Yeah, I'm good. I'm right here. You're absolutely right. There's chemtrails everywhere in Toledo, Ohio, USA. I'm hearing you okay, fam. Oh, great. Okay. So this is the last quote before I roll out. So if you've got any comments, roll them in now. This is the last 5 minutes of today's show. Hi, Kath.
I just don't like the door.
Okay. So when a person places the proper value on freedom, there is nothing under the sun that he will not do to acquire that freedom. Whenever you hear a man saying he wants freedom, but in the next breath is going to tell you that he won't, what he won't do to get it, or what he doesn't believe in doing in order to get it, he doesn't believe in a freedom. A man who believes in freedom will do anything under the sun to acquire or preserve his freedom. And I'm going to apply that to women too, okay? I'm going to apply that to women too. So, Taweki, you're hearing me okay. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to apply that to women too. Yeah. And then there's one last quote, yeah? He said, all of us who might have probed space or cured cancer or built industry were instead Black victims of the white man's America's social system. Yeah? You heard that, okay?
Can I just say something? Mic check 1, 2.
Yes, okay. He said it's fine, he can hear.
Oh.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure about this.
Okay. Okay. I've got one last quote. I'm just scrolling down to see if I can find it.
One last quote and then the stream is over.
Okay, this is another quote that I really like, and I really feel this. I feel this. It says, we're not Americans. We're Africans who happen to be in America. We were kidnapped and brought here against our will from Africa. We did not land on Plymouth Rock. That rock landed on us. And that's how I feel. That is absolutely how I feel. Okay, so let's have a look at some comments. Ibrahima, it's okay here. Great fans. Okay, Lamin Jatta, who wrote the quote on the community page. Hi, Lamin Jatta. Crypto rules. How much in all would it cost to buy a house and land over there? It depends on the house and the land. You'd have to get back to me on that and ask me via info@blacksithome.com. 6 bedrooms with a pool. It depends on where also. That's what I said. You'd have to inbox me privately on that because it depends on your location and it also depends on, the spec of the property, the size of the property, and that includes the land of the property or other things that you want alongside the property. So there's no set cost as such. It really does depend on the property itself because there are many properties here in different locations, and every location has a different cost aside to it. It's just the same as America. I couldn't say to me, go and find me an apartment in New York. It depends on what kind of apartment you want in New York, where in New York. Yeah. So it's the same thing. So you'd have to give me a lot more detail, and then I will be able to go and do a search for you. Yeah. So time's nearly up. I've only got a few more seconds. That's gone so quickly today. Okay, so this is my last and final quote. I was going through the hardest thing and also the greatest thing for any human being to do is to accept which is already within you and around you. Yeah? Once you accept that you're not in the right place at the right time and you don't want to be there, and it's not the right place for you, you know what to do? You can move. You can leave. Yeah, you can leave. I'm happy I'm in Africa. I'm not going to tell you any lies. Despite all the challenges that I've had, I am so glad to be here. I've still got a better life. I'm still happier. I'm still more motivated. I'm still healthier. And I am just so pleased that I came and that I got out when I did. Yeah. And so the last words I'm going to say is this before I go. Yes, I am an extremist. This is what Malcolm X said. Yes, I am an extremist. The black race is in an extremely bad condition. You show me a black man that isn't an extremist, and I'll show you one who needs psychiatric attention. Okay? These are extreme times, and we need extreme measures, fam. Yeah, it's time about coming together. Yeah, it's time for us to come together. And I know that's the hardest thing for us to do, because there's deep hatred inside of us. There's deep hatred inside of us. And the struggle is not going to be an easy one. Okay? It's not going to be an easy one. But we have to unite. It's the only way forward. And I'm not saying that everybody has to unite together, because we're not all suited. We all got the same mindset. But like-minded people, like they say, birds of a feather should flock together. So similar mindsets. Yeah? And am I looking for construction and design professionals? Always, 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 always. Yeah? Always require new skills here. What is the link again? Thanks to inquire. Okay, it's info@blacksithome.com. info@blacksithome.com. So that's me, yeah, just giving you a few words of encouragement. And I will be doing more of this and talking, that power never steps back. Power never takes a back step, only in the face of more power. Yeah, last quote, I'm out. Okay? Power never takes a back step, only in the face of more power. Power never takes a back step, only in the face of more power. More power to you. That's what I've got to tell you. More power, more power, more power, more power, more power. Yeah, we have the power, we have the skills, we have the money. If we work together, we have it. How many Africans are there globally? If we all accept ourselves as African and we say, yes, we're all African and we're going to unite, can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? So, BlaXit family, that's me. Peace, love, happiness to you all. Remember, follow your dreams. Yeah. Yeah. Our ancestors didn't die for us for no reason. Malcolm is an ancestor. He did not die, and he was murdered. He was killed. And as Bob Marley said, how much longer are we going to sit aside, yeah, and look? How much longer are we going to sit aside and stand aside and look? Yeah? Okay, federated. Okay, so my thoughts. I did actually put something out on this, which should go out on TikTok. Now, to be honest with you, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. The only thing that I'm interested in, yeah, is that I want my taxes back. I'm just reading your federated states. What's your thought on King Charles? Right. My thoughts are this. Now that his mum has died, that means that the contract should be rescinded. That means that I should get back all the taxes for my grandma and everybody else of us that were paying taxes. We should be able to reclaim our taxes that were paid to Her Majesty's Treasury in order to pay compensation for slave owners. We paid taxes that was paid to them through our tax contributions. Now I want it back, but that contract should now be rescinded. Yeah, because it's no longer Her Majesty's Treasury. So now I want our taxes back, and I want us all to fight to get all of our taxes back. Why should we pay compensation for the people that enslaved our ancestors in slavery? Why? So I want that back. And the only thing I want to tell him is give back our diamonds, give back our gold, give back our land, give back our resources, give back everything. And yeah, if that's what you want to call reparations, I don't care, but just give it back. Give it back. Have some kind of a conscience. I don't care about your apology. I'm not interested in nothing else. Just give us back everything that you took, everything that you stole, everything that you looted, everything that you killed for. You're one of the biggest investors in slavery. Now make amends. It's time. That's what I got to say. It's time. Yeah? One more demon in the ground. I ain't got no time for nothing else. I'm not interested because they're one of the most racist families on the face of the planet. And if you don't believe me, watch the ride. Go and research it. It's there for everyone else to see. So that's what I got to say. Capitalism equals racism. Okay, my brother T. Nelson, I have to go. I've got another conference. So all I got to say is that, yeah, first class benefit applicants living off the state, first class parasites living off of African nation, first class taking and making common your wealth to themselves. That's all I got to say. Yeah, bun fire. Yeah, our ancestors ain't sleeping. And we will avenge their untimely death.